Assalamu alaikum and welcome to another edition of ILFL Soccer Nights. We'll be discussing all football matters regarding Sunday. We had an important clash in the Premiership. We had a Championship decider in Division 1, and also we're going to be discussing further in depth the Vets League that happened last Thursday. So straight away, let's go into the Premiership. The fixture that was played was Ace versus Hawk and Eagle. Now we know Ace is going for the title, and on the other side we know Hawk and Eagle are fighting relegation, so it was a key match. And I can confirm the result. Ace won 3-2 on the day. I was there to watch the game, but first of all, if I can go to my right, and Ajmal, obviously you're the manager for Hawk and Eagle. 3-2, how was the game, and can you tell us a bit more?
Well, Rash, if you asked me before the game if I'd taken a draw, I would have bitten your hand off for that. But during the game, I think we should have actually at least had a draw, minimum a win, in my opinion. We led the game twice, 1-0 and then 2-1. The reason why we conceded those two late goals was because of defensive errors. Very frustrating because, you know...
Considering you were twice leading, and just to tell the audiences and the viewers out there, yesterday with the wind playing, it was a very, very difficult match to play. So credit to all the teams that participated yesterday. But as you said, Ajmal, I was watching the game, and obviously you played against the wind, and you took a 1-0 lead. But then you had the advantage of the win, but it seemed that Ace upped the game and they're on the advantage, and they managed to sneak in 2-3 goals at the end.
Well, partly they showed their Premiership skills in terms of why they are top of the league, because of that kind of fight. You can see their fight and never die attitude, which is really great. But as you said, in the first half we're playing against the wind, so you're expecting a lot of sort of traffic in terms of the ball in your box a lot. Second half, when you're playing with the wind, you should actually expect less of a ball in your half. But for some reason, Ace were playing good football. They kept pressuring, Especially
in the second half. I actually spoke to Hassan on the sideline. I was actually speaking to you, and I was speaking to Hassan whilst the game was going on. And I know Hassan and his team were frustrated in the first half. Purely, I must say to Hassan, and I said to him, and I say it live on TV, they can play football once they start playing football. Once 3 or 4 of the players are on the referee's case, they get distracted. In the second half, I saw a change. I saw the team playing the game rather than chasing the referee for every single decision, and the quality showed the Premiership, the title contenders, so to speak.
I think we frustrated them in the first half, so there was a lot of frustration. So because we kept at him, and we competed with them as well. Second half, we started just dropping off a bit. One of our problems, I think, when we concede a goal, we tend to drop our heads. That's our. It's a mindset thing that we need to change. I think in every game that we've actually, all the games that we've actually scored, we've actually lost when we scored first of all. We tend to be better when we're actually
Is it because of pressure? Because obviously you're fighting relegation, and that's probably in their minds, and they're not a bit nervous? Or
pressure and a bit of confidence as well, I think, because we've had a couple of battering games, in terms of we've lost with big margins. So I think that actually gets into their head thinking, are we going to concede more again, or is this going to be a knock-on effect?
Yeah, if I can get, obviously this result must say something, twice down, Hogan were coming back, showing a fighting spirit, and obviously we'll look at the table later on, to come back, and it was a crucial 3 points because that was a game in hand they played yesterday. Is this a sign of championship, Nano?
It is definitely a sign of championship. I know we talked about Hawk and Eagle, how they were, on the lead twice, and then Ace coming back, and Ace showing the quality. I mean, without that quality, you wouldn't see Ace up at the top, so they needed that quality anyway. So they had the quality and they used it. So, as you mentioned earlier on the first half, it seemed like Hawk and Eagle had it in the bag, but on the second half they came together. So that just shows experience, tenacity, and determination to actually win the game. So, and I think Ace did a very fantastic job in doing that.
In particular, so credit to the boys from the Ace Football Club and the manager, because he turned it around in the second half. The players concentrated on football, and the results, obviously, the proof is in the pudding, and they got the 3 points. Just to have a look at the table, obviously we can't show on the screen for technical difficulties, but Ace are on top with, there we have, by magic we seem to have got the slide. So you can see Ace on top with 28 points. Reach Out, Stepney and Beaumont on 25 points. Reach Out playing the extra game. Now, Nano, this is turning out to be a very exciting Premiership title chase. 4 teams are still in it.
I know. I mean, I think we've sort of mentioned it before that we haven't seen that in previous seasons. Not that I could ever remember. It's usually this far down the seasons. It's usually 2-horse race. Probably the third one causing some trouble at the top. But having seen, you know, 4 teams competing for the title, it's kind of unheard of. It shows that those teams actually do want to win the title, and Ace reach out and Beaumont haven't won the title as far as I can remember. Stepney have won the title on previous occasions, actually one of the most successful teams, but I don't see them winning the title this season.
Is it advantage Ace? Would you say definitely advantage with the 3 points gap, knowing that they have to still play Beaumont and Stepney?
Ace play a different kind of football altogether. Very similar to Stepney, they like to keep the ball on the feet, whereas Beaumont and Reach are slightly different. I think they've probably got the edge, but considering if they can get the players to come in on a Sunday morning and be prepared and have enough time to do the team talk, because what I've seen with Ace is that, okay, sometimes they come in with a very full squad, but there's times when some of the players are quite unsettled, and they like to hold the ball as well, attracting fouls and stuff like that, and then getting irritated and things like that. So in that sense, if the management can pull the team together, I think it's probably for theirs to lose.
Yeah. As well, let's get a manager's point of view. Obviously, you've played against these top 4 clubs. If you had to pick a team, who would you put your money on? Or is it, like, I think it'll come down to the last game. It could be, you know, even goal difference might come into it.
Well, first of all, I was saying last week, but I think it could be, you know, decided on the last game, which would be very exciting.
Yeah.
You know, playing all 4 of the teams, I think Ace are a good side, but in my opinion, I still think if Beaumont and Reach Out have their full squad week in, week out, I just feel that they've just got a bit more strength in their squad in terms of their ability and the football they play. We tested Ace really well, and, you know, not to get something out of it, and I think that they might be under pressure, a bit nervous. They haven't won it. Reach Out have got the experience, and so
I think you're right, because I think Ace in the past have been the nearly teams.
Yeah,
They got the last hurdle, they seem to collapse. We've seen in the cups. We've seen in the league table last season, but maybe that would go as experience. Maybe this time around they'll keep the head strong and, you know, and just see the love with the final hurdle.
Well, they're top. They're 3 points ahead, so they're in the best position to be in.
It's in their hands.
It's theirs to lose now, pretty much. You know, if you're looking at it that way. But yeah, I would still tip Reach Out and Beaumont, just slightly shading, I think, on there.
We'll see what happens in the next coming weeks if Admiral's prediction come right. The other 2 fixtures that was played yesterday was that the First Division, Bow losing 8-2 to Arsenal, and Stepney B losing 3-2 to Redcoat, and that result means that Redcoat now are the champions of Division 1. I know I can get Shaquille into this discussion. You were there at the game.
Yeah.
Tell me about the excitement and how they celebrated.
Well, first of all, congratulations to Redcoat for winning the First Division. I think they deserve it. We all knew what kind of game Redcoat play. They're a very physical team. Stepney B, they're a really good side. A lot of youth, which is nice to see, good to see. But I think their physical side, they don't. Redcoat just beat them with the physicality, really.
The scoreline was suggesting it was a close game, 3-2. Because in the past we've seen Redcoat score 7, 8, 9 goals. In the recent weeks they've seemed to slow down on scoring goals. Is it because they've already done the dust in the league itself?
No, you know what? It should have been more goals, and they just missed so many chances. You have to give credit to the Stepney B goalkeeper. He's a very young man, and he played really well. He was their man of the match. I thought Stepney B played really, really well. Scored a good goal, but unlucky Stepney B. After the game, they didn't win goal. They sat down and they recapped and how they can improve. I think what they need, Stepney B, is a bit 1 or 2 experienced players in the team.
But saying that, I think the Stepney B, or if you call it the reserve side, is they're mainly to basically play the games, give the youth a chance. It's not there to you championship itself. For them to be playing at this level against top sides, I think it can only be good for the future for their main team, the Stepney A team from the Premiership.
No, absolutely, it was the first time after a few months that I've seen Stepney B play. But they were really good. Them youngsters are really.
So the future looks good for Stepney as an organisation, because they got the youth structure coming through. Because there's not many teams with the reserve side or the B side to look back or get players on the Premiership. So I think it's great to Stepney B participate in this league, giving the youth the younger chance. And I'm sure Hawking Eagle, like yourself, would love to have a reserve side or a B side, so that you can actually, you know, get the experience and get them to the first. Because When you come to the Sunday League, it's a different experience. It's a different kind of football. It's quite demanding, quite tough. And if you ain't got experience in playing the league, it's quite difficult. Do you agree as well?
No, totally. Sunday League football is what football's about. You know, throughout the whole season, you're talking about through summer and winter, all different weathers. You know, week in, week out, popping in, and having a B team, reserve team, it's great because you could actually build an A team around with the B team, so you could select, you know, your best players to actually progress them and, you know, enhance them to actually go into the A team. Definitely.
Would you like to add anything else, Nanu, for the management of Redcoat? Because I know in the recent weeks we've said quite a lot. I know I gave credit to the management, Cass in particular, and the boys. They've been fantastic all season, and it's not a surprise. They are a Premiership side, in my opinion, and they will be quite tough next season.
And I think they're worthy of it as well now. They've proved to themselves that, you know, within the 3-4 seasons that they played in the ILFL league, that each season they became stronger and stronger while they build the management and the players, and been bringing in players as well. And all I can say is that, you know, Redcoat deserve all of the credit. Fantastic job by the management and the players alike as well, and they all deserve to play in the Premier League. And next winter is going to be a very interesting season for them.
Not only that, I don't think they'll be celebrating right this moment or as normally do, because they're still in 2 cups. They're still in the League Cup. They're still in the Challenge Cup. There's potentially treble on the cards. So I'll put a hold on celebration and focus on the 2 semi-finals and see what happens. And then at the end of the season, then they can celebrate properly. Because
they could do it. Do you know why? Because they've already won the first division, okay? So that's past them now. They don't need to take any points from that. They can play a weaker side and ensure that some of the tougher players, stronger players, sort of rested in preparation for these sort of cup games. So, yeah, absolutely. I think Redcoat has the potential to take the triple this season.
Excellent. What we'll do, obviously, we come to the end of the first segment. We're going to take a little short break, and after the break, we'll discuss more about the semi-final of the ILFL League Cup that took place yesterday between Burdett and Beaumont, and another quarter-final of the Challenge Cup between Spirit and AMY. We'll find out what happened with those 2 results shortly after this break.